Margaret Kuhlman of Soul Astrology. The new moon in Sagittarius will always be focusing us on expanding and opening in ways that are joyful. The very beginning of Sagittarius has that curiosity about life, full of questions, not necessarily open to the answers, because of being in so much of a hurry. The energy bursting out here and there, everything seems interesting. So this month is about all the possibilities and enjoying ourselves with searching them. Amongst the items of interest are going to be all manner of inquiries into how to be individual, how to maintain our personal identity, while feeling and realizing that we're all affected by everything that's going on in the world. And this is the Sun and Moon trining Chiron in Aries. Chiron's focus is all those situations where people have lost their autonomy, where they are not free to show themselves as they are, where it takes courage to just be yourself, and maybe dangerous to be yourself, expedient to hide one's beliefs. Sagittarius is about our beliefs, those things that we feel make us who we are, but actually very often limit us, limit our growth, limit our understanding of the world. Faced with the many beliefs, different and sometimes conflicting, of the human race, Sagittarius calls us to look at them all, to contain them, each opinion, each viewpoint as part of humanity, and take the broader view, not to come down on one side or the other. The quincunx from the Sun and Moon to Uranus is perhaps suggesting that this is the way to be helpful, to actually hold all the views, like calling everyone to the table. That Mars is so precisely opposite Uranus suggests that the emotions turbulently make it difficult for that coming together. And yet Mars is sextiling Venus and the South Node. And with Venus moving forward faster than Mars, she will get to the South Node at the same time as Mars sextiles it, just a little way into December. Venus on the South Node in Capricorn, reminding us somehow of the love of being, of manifestation, of creation, that actually is what it's all about. And more particularly, reminding each one of us, perhaps, of how we have loved those people we have held close, reminding us how that feels. So with Venus and Jupiter so close together, Venus having just been over Jupiter before the new moon, making this trine aspect to Uranus, perhaps we're being called to take a position of loving detachment. Not just bringing everyone to the table, but sharing our appreciation for their situation and our pleasure in their being with us. In this chart, all of that could cause difficulty is smoothed out by Mercury's position. Mercury in the middle of Scorpio, able to talk about anything, aware of all the undercurrents, and yet held stable by its connection to Saturn, and inspired by empathy for how each person actually feels. So the communication this month is overlit by this gentle immersion into how life is for others, which points us towards the North Node position in Cancer. Here to care for people, here to care for each other and for ourselves, to recognise that we're all just the human family. And one might have one's quarrels or arguments with siblings, but it doesn't mean the cessation of relating to them. And all difficulties roll through. We keep moving, and from the Uranian point of view, we stay in our own still point while everything else moves by us. The full moon focuses even more strongly on the Sagittarian quality, as Mercury also moves into Sagittarius, taking up the new moon's position at 4 degrees, making that trine itself to the Chiron, quincunx to Uranus, as though we become more aware and more able to talk about all the things that have been under the surface. Talk about them lightly. Move into that position of letting things flow through and enjoying our contact with each other. Party time shared with everyone. Mars has taken up Mercury's position of trining Neptune and sextiling Saturn, while Venus is sitting strongly on the Saturn to make a quincunx to the Moon. It is about service. It's about recognising the needs and doing what we can to make things just fine, just okay in the moment, while recognising that sharing love in that way actually makes a huge difference to the facts of someone's life. People who are supported can achieve a great deal. Without love and care expressed in some way in their lives, a person can sink, to become to themselves nothing, or to take up an energy that hurts themselves and others. Revenge, resentment, those negatives so easily come by when other people seem to block our expression or simply not receive us. Love goes a long way to make a difference. And with Moon in Gemini, talking about things is the way to go. Just listening to how it is for someone else and sharing how it is for ourselves. Our thoughts, feelings, fears, just communicating with each other with no great decisions just yet. So this month, the key phrases seem to be that opinions are limiting. What we need is inclusivity. Not to go between one end and another, but to put the whole idea in the stew pot, all the ideas, not knowing what the soup will be like. And out of that stew pot can come transformed solutions. If we can stay in that place of loving detachment, we will recognize the solutions when they arrive. Thank you. Know what your head is saying, but listen also for the silence beyond those thoughts. Choose who you see and care for, but also love those you leave untouched. It is natural to prefer one thing over another here and there, but all things in truth have equal value in being. Therefore remember to be kind to each one in passing. In your quiet mind, hold all in light.